Okay, so guys, today we'll be doing a video that doesn't happen very often, or I haven't really done at all. And today I will be doing obscure video. What if there was a continent in the middle of the Pacific Ocean? So here I already drew one, and there are rivers going here, and there's a big central lake that goes there, and a creek, mountain range, plains, and this is all just stuff. Okay, so immediately the USA will be quick to claim all of this land. I'll label them as red. They want this land, but the Russians want that land. So then after a peace treaty, they gain some of the coast, but not all the land. And then, because China has to be China, they're going to gain all this here. And just because I'm going to add Australia into the mix. So then Australia would be here. And then actually New Zealand would also be here. So here we have a pretty good map. But there's a dispute. Who has ownership of this central lake? And they believe that, so obviously the Chinese think the entire continent should be theirs because China's got a China. But at the next UN meeting or any meeting, I don't even know what I'm talking about no more. Well, Japan wants a little bit, so after disputing over some land for a little while, they gained some of this coast away from China. But now there's a war between Russia and the USA. Well, not really a war, they're just having international meetings to see how this land should be owned. So obviously the US has the upper hand, but now there's going to be a war. But with NATO coming in from here, and the US coming in from here and also here, the Russians quickly get swept over. So all this land is lost, and then this land is gained. But wait, they still have a little bit of land, so then they start fighting back on NATO. And since over here they actually have a border with NATO, they also try to attack there, which is not very effective, but still does something. So now the Russians are going to push back on the Russians will now push back on the USA until there's some aid that comes in. The USA, with the help of NATO, obviously New Zealand and Japan, they'll close in, and peace treaty time. There'll now be a treaty of peace here. So let's go back before this war. There will now be a peace treaty. And for this to happen, Russia agrees to give up this land along the lake. So Japan gains all that. And also, there's a mountain range here that I forgot to talk about. So then the USA will just gain all that land from there. Okay, so now there's a lot of peace here until other nations believe that they have more land. So obviously China comes in and wants to take over all this land, China stuff. So they quickly wipe out the Australians. Now there's just New Zealand in their way, and then they have the entire south of the continent. But then, with the help of the USA and allied forces and all that, they start pushing back, eventually giving Australia their independence back. And then China decides to to just surge into Japan, which is not a very good idea. So with troops coming in from both sides, so it's not going to be a very good look on China. So now there is another peace treaty. Okay, so here is what will happen in this peace treaty. Okay, so the Australians will gain some land around here, and the New Zealanders, you know what, they just get to control this land a little north that China owned, so they can take that over. And Japan also benefits a lot by taking over the coast. So now this is going weird, so now let me color code it for you. So I did the color coding, didn't like it. So now there will be a Russia and China get mad, so of course they're gonna launch in here. And this is actually World War III, if you don't know. So like now there's a major Chinese empire over here, which actually almost took over Japan. They also have the Koreas a lot of here, Southeast Asia. So now they're going to make some expansions into this new continent. So since they have taken control of Australia, actually, there's now no longer Australia, but New Zealand, thanks to their isolation, and Chinese were interested, so they get to keep their land. But Japan also wants to fight back here, so they're gonna make a landing, invade the Koreas, but this time they're on the Ally side, so it's good. So then they're gonna start coming in until the Chinese fight back. Once they start fighting back, the USA gets involved, and then they go here from their military base here, and also here, because they build stuff everywhere, and it's just getting random at this point. So they start coming in from here, here, and here. So they start coming in from here, and then New Zealand obviously comes in here. But then Russia, which is actually still on this continent, they're gonna quickly wipe out Japan, invade some of America, but then Freedom Land comes back and takes over all this. So now this land is done. Just done. It looks like a mess right now. But now there's a peace treaty, because this is, oh no, I didn't mean to. So also, oh my gosh, no. Well, part 2 coming soon. Like and subscribe if you want to see this as a series, and I'll make it a series, okay?